Hi, this is Julian for Pro Tools Expert, and in the A-Z of UAD, this time we've reached the letter L, which for me has to mean Lexicon. There's one Lexicon reverb available in UAD at the moment. It's Lexicon 224. It was released in 1978. It was used on all sorts of things right through the 80s and beyond. So, Peter Gabriel, that's one example. It's an algorithmic reverb. It's an early one, kind of first generation, but it was done properly and it still sounds good. And I've got a track here by Corinna Jane, which she's very kindly let me use. So here we've got some nicely recorded stuff, and I'll run some of that through this lexicon, and we'll have a look at what it sounds like. Quick overview of the user interface. We've got a kind of graphic representation of the remote control, which you'd see on the consoles in studios back in the day. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 different distinct algorithms, which do sound nicely different from each other. We have a parameter display up here, and down here we have tactile control of reverb time, bass, and mid-range. Mid-range is a slight misnomer because it's everything above the crossover frequency. The crossover frequency is set here. It goes anywhere between 100 hertz and 10k. That was somewhere around there. Treble decay is kind of different. It's I don't think it's quite a low pass filter, but above this treble decay point, which in this case is set at 1.5k, the decay time's much faster. So this will darken down a reverb. This mid controls how long the top end of the reverb is, the decay time. This controls a point above which that kind of doesn't apply, and it goes away very quickly. Depth is clearly audible. I'm trying to decide exactly what it does. It kind of changes the shape of the reflections and the reverb tail, and it mimics the effect of the reverb being mic'd from further away from the source, and in conjunction with pre-delay, which is what you'd expect. It's the time between the direct signal and the early reflections, which in this case between 24 milliseconds and 152. So, there we go. We have control over diffusion, which is what you'd expect. Mode enhancement, I'll come back to a little bit. What we've got is we have some hidden things in here. Things like, I don't know, infinite or 1.5 second hold for the parameters and the things like that, input gain. However, what we've got here is we've got a pitch shift, kind of up and down control, which what that does is it modulates the delay lines to stop the build-up of unpleasant nodes, if you like, standing waves within the reverb, if you like, which is done from the mode enhancement down here. We'll have a look at these bottom buttons. Immediate I really like. What immediate does is it holds the current values when you're changing algorithms. I'll do that in a minute, and you can audition the algorithm on its own. If you don't have that switched on, then it'll go to a default setting, and these settings down here will change. System noise, you can model the system noise of the original unit, which I think is a waste of time. But if people like that, I mean, it's great. They've done it to show how accurate their model of the original unit is, which is fair enough, but I would never switch that on. We'll sort of skip some of this. Mode enhancement, again, that's kind of extra stuff that we've got under here, which relates to things like this pitch shift here. There's very detailed explanations of all this in the manual. Wet, dry, mix, and solo. Solo if you're using on a send-return loop, and dry, wet, mix if you're using as an insert. So there we go. That's pretty much the UI. Let's have a listen to what it sounds like. So there we go. And you can see the effect of the immediate button there. If I were to switch that off, what we'd get is we'd get a default value for each algorithm, which wouldn't make comparison very easy. So coming back to, I'll just set that up to however I had it before, percussive plate around about. It's really fast to set up, which I do like. Have that slightly longer, have that sort of shorter. There we go, bring that down and darken it down. Actually, we'll just have a quick listen to the effect of that. Here we go. I'm sure you get the idea. I think we should try it on something other than drums. So if I leave that, how's that sounding? I'll go with that. That'll be fine. Pull the return down a little, and we'll try it with a little bit of vocal and maybe some piano or something. So here we go. We've got a bit more of the track in, and on some vocals, I think we'll bring up just here. Let's just have a look at this, and we'll just have this lead vocal reverb level here. With whatever this is here, I'll switch the system noise off and go to immediate, and we're on small hall, 2.5 seconds, and we'll see what that sounds like. So, here we go.
Was under the floodlights, you kissed your hand upon my cheek and simply said, just hear me out. Oh, let's open the floodgates, feel the warmth of every tear that brushes past each word I doubt. Let's take this evening, make us out with breathing, tranquilize me with those eyes, silent skies.
It's lovely. Okay, so what do we have here? We've got an algorithmic reverb. It's a classic unit. It gives that kind of lovely gel that makes a track kind of sit together in a really nice, constructive way. I like this a lot. I have to say there's a couple of things that I found kind of difficult to begin with, but once you have a look around the interface and have a look at the manual as well, because it explains quite a few things that aren't immediately obvious. One thing I haven't mentioned is it's also got a really good chorus built in, so if you like chorus, try this one out because it is a great one. But yeah, we'll have a look at some more UAD stuff with some more of Corinna's track. So that was Floodlights by Corinna Jane, and this was the Lexicon 224, and I've been Julian, and I'll see you next time.